Good morning, I'm here on the Clouds Rest Trail from the Sunrise Trailhead, and I'm about to cross over the creek. I'm getting swarmed by bugs, but as you can see, I've got to cross the river, so I'm taking my boots off. The mosquitoes are insane. Oh my god, it's way too cold for this. Oh, shit, that is freezing. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's cold. Wow, that is a way to wake yourself up in the morning. Ice cold snow melt water on your feet. So if you're going to do this trail this side of August, I definitely would bring a towel or some sandals that you can use to cross the trail through the water. There are stepping stones. Obviously it gets a bit higher later in the day. However, when I've done this trail in August, it's actually been dried up, so it's not forever. Eventually it will become like a trickle, and obviously the stepping stones will be more than enough. But I would say it was just past my ankles. So yeah, I have now very cold feet, and the bugs were swarming me so much. But if you haven't done this trail before or seen one of these videos before, Clouds Rest is about 13 to 14, they say 13.5, but I think it's more like 14-mile trail out and back from Sunrise Trailhead. Amazing views of the valley of Half Dome and some High Sierra action. Again, it's off Tioga Road, so it can be a little bit quieter than some of the other hikes here in the park, especially in the summer, although it's only a short season to do it anyway. But I've just put in some bug spray and I'm still getting bitten alive, so definitely bring bug spray. So there's a few junctions, but the trails in Yosemite are really easy to read, and obviously you can see Clouds Rest 7.1 miles from here. I have already resorted to putting a hat on, just to try and like stop them biting my head. But I always get bitten by bugs. I don't know if there's a reason why some people get it more than others, but I'm like the worst for mosquito bites. But yeah, the trail is pretty easy for the first mile. You just sort of come along a creek with some rocks on one side and the creek on the other, through the forest. It's pretty busy in the car park, but it's quite a small car park, so it doesn't take much for it to fill up. The outcrops up there. So far I've been hiking for 1.25 miles. I've been hiking for just under 30 minutes, and it's been pretty straightforward. There's a few little bits of up, a few little bits of down, but on the whole it's flat. There's a few little bogs, some stagnant water patches, hence why there's so many bugs. But I've just come to this little clearing in the forest, and the sun's just breaking through now. I think it's going to be a really nice sunny day, so I'll definitely be delayering it at the first opportunity. But yeah, it's pretty quiet on the trail. There's just a lot of bird song, there's lots of squirrels, and so far no other people. I'm sure it's a Saturday and it's June, so this will get busy later. I'd imagine on the way back I'll frequently be passing people, but this trail's never like as crazy as the ones in the valley. As I've said in previous videos, you know, the valley trails are very busy, and Yosemite Valley this time of year is kind of intensely busy, to the point where I try to avoid it where I can. But of course, if this is the only time of year that you're going to be here and you need to make the most of your trip, I definitely recommend going because it's amazing. There's so many cool features. But if you really want to have like a bit of solitude and hiking, definitely head up on Tioga Road. So there's this video, and then the last few weeks I've been here, I've done videos on North Dome, Sentinel Dome, amongst other places. I've also got videos on here from Lambert Dome, May Lake and Mount Hoffman. So there's a good collection of trails up here that you can do that will fill up your vacation and give you amazing views without the hustle and bustle of Yosemite Valley. So definitely subscribe to the channel and check out those videos. So right now it's a little too soon, but this will be awash with wildflowers in the coming weeks. They're almost there. These little creek crossings, nothing that you can't manage. Most places have stepping stones or logs. So far it's just that first one at the beginning of the trail that I needed to deboot to cross. So 1.75 miles into the trail, you start to get some of your first views of the day. Now this is just a sample of what you're going to expect. The views are going to get way better. But yeah, you lift out of that sort of woodland and it becomes a little bit more like a boulder field with some pockets of trees. And I'm going to hike through this, and then there's going to be, if I remember rightly, a series of switchbacks. And the way this hike kind of works is you've got like layers, kind of like a stepped increase. So you're going to take one sort of period of up, and then you'll be level for a little bit, and then there'll be another period of up, and then it'll be level for a bit, which is quite nice because it gives you a break. Whereas a lot of those big hikes out of the valley are just relentlessly uphill the whole time. So yeah, as you can see, I'm already out of my coat because I've warmed up, and the bug spray is well and truly applied. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the views today. The trail is so easy to find. Here's our first bit of step descent. Boy, the up is hard. I forgot how steep this section of the trail is. But it's definitely manageable, it just takes time. I'm glad I'm doing it earlier in the day. I'm just out of breath. Because obviously, when the sun is completely baking on you, it's going to be even harder. But there's still some patches of snow lingering, but nothing you can't navigate. It's not too far to the top, and then it should plateau for a little bit, which I can't wait for. So you can see, so I've come way down over there, and the view is closing up. Sun coming out up there, and then the trail continues. And as you can see, these are the snow patches I was talking about. So I'm not even really on the trail now, but just around, and it's going to be gone soon. You can see it's melting so quick. So yeah, I'll press on. An eternity. I just heard some like banging, clanging kind of sounds, so I'm keeping my eyes peeled in case there's a furry friend around. But yeah, I've come to a trail junction, so I've just done 2.5 miles from Tenaya Lake, and there's a three-way junction. If you turn to your left as you come up the trail, you've got the High Sierra Camp, Sunrise Lakes, that area, or straight on is Clouds Rest, which is 4.7 miles. So I'm hoping I can get up there in about 2 hours from now, which will be perfect. I'm just walking as I talk because of the mosquitoes, because if I keep moving they don't swarm. But I'm just going to stop now and have a little snack, a drink of water. As I said, the climb up was kind of a bit like tough. It's definitely doable and it's not for very long. It's probably about just under a mile, but you are continuously climbing for that mile. So yeah, but I'm here now. That's the main thing. Look at that blue sky. Absolutely gorgeous and so peaceful. Wow. So the bugs are relentless. This is really intense. But just passed a few people hiking back this way, so that's people that hike through the night to get up there for the morning for sunrise and such. So yeah, coming through this cool area where it's kind of open but there's a lot of green, and from previous hikes I've seen a lot of wildflowers in this area, particularly like late July, but this is very early in the season. This hike's only been accessible for 2 weeks and it is the 22nd of June today, so definitely still early in the season to be up in the high country, hence the bugs. They will ease off later in the summer. Just on the side, and there's the sunrise, well the sun and the mountain, all that granite with these trees. It's just so special. I'm just heading down. On the way back, this will be uphill this bit, one of the few up bits. Look, there's one of those red flowers. Nice purple flower there as well, and there's some pink just back here, so they're definitely starting to bloom. Oh, and tell with Rob, you might not be able to make this out, but if you can see this section just here, this is Yosemite Valley. It's quite far away and I have a long ways to go, but that is Yosemite Valley, so it's really cool just to get some perspective on where you are up here a million miles from everything else. So currently I'm on a section of the trail which is kind of boulder field, lots of new green plants that are ready for bloom, and it's not too steep, just a gentle slope up, so definitely a lot more manageable than the previous section. And if memory serves me right, there's going to be a lake soon as well. So I'm just coming up to the lake. Wow. So just behind me here is the lake. I'm 3.5 miles into the trail, so this is a fair sort of point to call it a halfway mark. The water's really still, but it's very pretty this morning. Obviously it's a bit of a breeding ground for bugs though, so I'm going to keep moving. I think this is boy, that felt like a busy hike. I've just got to the final trail junction. I think this is the last major trail junction on the trail up to Clouds Rest. So for the last half a mile, I've just climbed through a pretty dense forest with a pretty wide trail, lots of trees. There was a stream for a lot of it, which would be a good water source this time of year if you need to filter. I've been swarmed, and I've actually been bitten on my shoulder now as well, which is really annoying because it's really itchy. But I've just come from this way, so I've done 5.4 miles since the Tenai Lake, which is interesting because my Garmin is telling me I've done 4.63 miles on my watch, but then my Garmin InReach is telling me 5 miles, so they all contradict each other, but that's in 5.4. You can head to the valley this way. You can head to Half Dome, Nevada Falls, Mist Trail, all that good stuff on that side, and then straight ahead is the trail that I'm going to be taking. So it's still 11 miles to the valley, 8 to Nevada Falls on the Mist Trail, 7.5 to Half Dome, and 2.5 to Clouds Rest. From experience, this section of the trail is kind of, you leave the forest and it becomes quite exposed, and it's a gentle uphill until you get to the spine of Clouds Rest, and then it's obviously kind of steep, but it's very short as you get up to the summit. So I'm hoping that I can get up there in the next hour or so, which would be great. I've been hiking for 2 hours and 20 minutes to this point, so to do that kind of mileage is pretty decent. I'm not in like peak shape at the moment either, so I think that's a decent result. So far I've had people that have passed me this way who got up really early or camped out and are heading back to the trailhead, but so far nobody's overtaken me from this way. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant and brag, because I'm by no means a super fast hiker or anything, but it's quiet, you know, it's really quiet on the trail. It's literally me and the buzz of the mosquito. So yeah, I'm gonna keep moving so I don't get any more bites. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you're planning on doing this trail, please comment below if you have any questions, because I'm more than happy to answer. I think I have 3 videos on this channel, including this one. One was in August, one was in July, and one in June over the past 3 years. But I've also hiked it loads of other times, so I'm more than happy to help with your planning and stuff. Just holler at me. Now, absolutely gorgeous day. It really feels like summer here now. It smells like that pine and everything. Like it smells like Yosemite. Little chipmunk. They're all over up here. Wow. Here's a look straight on the trail. Now Clouds Rest is directly in front of me. You can't really see it through probably the GoPro, but there's a hump just here, and that's part of the spine to get up there. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this plateau and then it'll be time to climb. So I'm just on the final stretch now up to the summit. It's getting warm, so I'm definitely glad I started the hike earlier in the day, because I think it would be kind of baking in the afternoon. And I just was hiking along and I met somebody who was doing a big rim trail from Bridal Veil Falls coming all the way around to El Capitan up over the crest, which is awesome. And he recognised me from YouTube, which is too funny. I've never had that happen before, so nice to meet you, Daniel. I hope you're still watching, and I hope the rest of your trip works out really well. Just uphill now, all the way. This cheeky chipmunk. There's a yellow-bellied marmot just straight on here. Come to this overlook. Wow, you can see so far. So this is the Snow Creek. Over there is North Dome. You can see Tioga Roadway in the distance, Tenaya Lake, Mount Hoffman, and Tuolumne Meadows is way beyond this range. Absolutely stunning. This is incredible. So I'm just making my way up through the granite switchbacks before that final spine, but it really is opening up now. Incredible views of the backcountry and the High Sierra. This is why I think this is probably my favourite hike in Yosemite. I've ranked these a few times and I always put this one towards the top, if not the top. And days like today I'm like, this is the best. Incredible. And the summit of Clouds Rest is just up here, so I'm getting ever so closer. It's just getting through these last switches before the spine. This is the only section where I've really sort of lost the trail, and then I just spotted this sign. So as long as you take your time and keep your eyes peeled, you should find it kind of easy. And for going back, this Forsyth Trail Tenaya Lake sign is the one you want. So some people get kind of freaked out by this section of the trail, but honestly it's not so bad. It's a lot wider than pictures and things make it look. And obviously the higher you go, the more these insane views open. That's Tenaya Lake. That's where I parked the car and I've hiked from today. Almost at the top. Just ahead of the summit, my first view of the valley. So this is Snow Creek, which will take you down to like Mirror Lake. You can see Half Dome. Sentinel Dome is just that clear dome behind it. And the valley, way into the Central Valley over there, which looks hazy out. But still, the top is yet to come. This is probably the sketchiest part so far. Not too bad on that side, but lethal drop on that side. Bud? Wow, look at that view. So you have Half Dome here. This is Illilouette Creek, Sentinel Point, Glacier Point, sorry, Sentinel Dome, Glacier Point. And there's the valley. So here I am on the top of Clouds Rest finally. The bugs are so bad. There's a tree and they're all like feeding off this tree. It's crazy. But the views are amazing. I've got the whole place to myself at the moment as well. And it's time for me to head back because I can't stand it up here. So it does kind of spoil the view. So I definitely think you should check out my other videos. There's one from July and one from August. And you'll probably find there's a lot less bugs in the August one. So if bugs do bother you, definitely leave it till a bit later. But if you don't mind and you want to have a quieter time and have all of these incredible views, then it's definitely worth it. So I hope you've liked the video. If you could please subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to comment below. Look at you posing. Fly mosquito nest I was discussing with you. Again, the insane views down into the valley.
Summer in a sunset haze, I'll never forget